Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mathaji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much Mathaji for your wonderful association after a long time. Mathaji is reading from Caitanya Caritamrta, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, verse number 180 onwards. Please take over the call, Mathaji. Savitiri Mathaji.
Thank you. Thank you, Anjana Gopika Mataji. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the Vaishnavas. We are going to read from Sri Caitanya Caritamrta, Madhya Lila, chapter 24. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanutamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Bindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuvayeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Sri Caitanya Caritamrta Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text number 180. কিংবা ধৃতি শব্দে নিজ পূর্ণতাদি জ্ঞান কয় দুঃখভাবে উত্তম প্রাপ্তে মহাপূর্ণ হয়. Translation: The word dhriti is also used when one is fully perfect in knowledge. When, due to having obtain the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one has no material miseries. He attains Mahapurna, the highest level of perfection. So, yes, in this section, we are hearing about different explanation of Atparam verse by considering the various meanings of the word Atma. Mahaprabhu speaking to Sanatana Goswami. So we heard many meanings of the word Atma, and in this verse we are understanding the meaning of Atma as dhriti, endurance or fortitude. We heard about, a couple of 20 verse before we heard that Atma means yatna, endeavor. Now here Atma means dhriti, endurance. And Atma Ramas are known as Dharya Sila, who are endowed with the endurance. And very beautiful meaning too. There are different meanings we are understanding in this section, in this chapter, about couple of meanings about this Atma. About couple of meanings like Atma means mind, endeavor, endurance, intelligence of two types, nature. Different. Also, Atma means Deha. Different meanings we are going to hear, right? So, in the present verse says about Atma means Dhriti, endurance. Endurance is very important in our spiritual life. In 74 of this section also we heard about the same point where Mahaprabhu is speaking in the 74, text number 74. Yes, another meaning of Atma is Dhriti or endurance. A person who endeavors with endurance is Atma Rama. With endurance, such a person engages in devotional service. So we understand that to engage ourselves in devotional service and remain engaged in a sustained way, we have to have Dhriti, endurance. Without endurance, we cannot achieve our inner awakening. We are performing Vaidhi Bhakti with a goal. What is the goal? We are engaged in hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. 9 types of devotional service for our inner awakening. Hearing leads to inner awakening, chanting or remembering, different types of devotional service. So that point we already heard from Mahaprabhu in 174, text number 174, to remain engaged or engage ourselves fully in devotional service for our inner awakening. We must practice endurance. Dharya. From Dharya, the word Dhriti came. Sustained patience. We cannot lose our patience. We must wait in a sustained way for that awakening of our Swarupa. And what is our Swarup? Krishna Swarupa hai, Jive Swarupa hai, Krishna Nitya Das. We understand, but actual awakening is still waiting, right? So, for that purpose, one should have this Dhriti. And Dhriti leads to us fully perfect in knowledge. Knowledge of what? Swarup Gyan. Purnata din Jnana Koi. That Swarup knowledge gives us the perfection of knowledge. Our eternal identity is that I am servant of Krishna. That Dasya Svabhav, that service attitude, Dasya Bhav, service attitude is the Swarup. We have so many different ideas of Swarup, right? Generally, what we think Swarup means body. Swarup means that soul has natural spiritual form. And that form is Dasyata or Dasya Ras or Dasya Bhav. Actually, Dasya Bhav or Dasyata, servitorship. And servitorship means service attitude. Service attitude is the Swarup. Let me read one purport given by Srila Prabhupada to make it very clear. According to our service attitude, we get the form or body. Already we have spiritual body internally, and we do not identify that form. We identify our false form, that is material body and subtle body, both material. Now let me read little portion to understand about our Swarup, because this Swarup Gyan is the foundation. Swarup awakening is the actual goal. That I'm reading a little verse and a little portion of the purport in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is Canto 3, text 9. Canto 3, chapter 9, text 33. And there, in the translation, it is said, when you are free from the conception of gross and subtle bodies, and when your senses are free from all influences of the modes of material nature, you will realize your pure form in my association. At that time, you will be situated in pure consciousness. Purport. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is said that a person whose only desire is to render devotional loving service, render transcendental loving service to the Lord, is a free person in any condition of material existence. That service attitude is the Swarupa, or real form of the living entity. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Chaitanya Caritamrta also confirms that this statement by declaring that the real spiritual form of the living entity is eternal servitorship to the Supreme Lord. So that's the point. Servitorship is our Swarupa. Now we do not identify with that spiritual body, a spiritual form. It shows that we are conditioned. As long as we are not identifying ourselves with the spiritual form, that is Dasyata, Jive Sharupha Krishna Nityadas, Dasyata, that means we are conditioned. And when we identify it, that means we are liberated. See, we have two types of bodies. One is spiritual body, one is material body. Spiritual body is hidden within the material body. And spiritual body means with the spiritual senses, spiritual body form, we experience bliss in devotional service with the Lord directly. And material bodies means through these material bodies, both gross and subtle, we experience miseries. And that is known as conditioned life. So it is up to us which body we identify ourselves. Because we belong to the marginal potency of the Lord, we may identify ourselves with material or spiritual. As long as one is in conditioned state, he would not identify himself with the spiritual body. Thus would not relish the spiritual bliss. And that thus would not relish the perfection of knowledge, Mahapurnata, in relationship with Krishna. And when a liberated soul means he is situated in his Swarup, in Dasya Bhav, in service attitude, he enjoys every moment the spiritual bliss. To awaken our spiritual form, we have to endeavor. That's why We understood Atma means also endeavor, Jatna. See, for achieving material happiness and material distress, we don't have to endeavor. Although we endeavor, but endeavor is not the cause of our material happiness or material distress. It's our past karma. Although we endeavor, but endeavor is not the cause. But endeavor must be done to awaken our spiritual form. That is service attitude. The more we understand the reality and we come to the spiritual platform or spiritual identity, then our service attitude is let loose, means begin. And from there's no stopping. The service feeling is unstoppable. And it increases every moment. Proof is Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam. Every moment the joy also increases. Because our Swarup is, we are part and parcel of Sachidananda Krishna. We identify with Krishna by identifying ourselves as the spiritual form, spiritual body. Right now we are practicing and also we are holding the material identity. That's why we are in between. Ultimately we have to give up any kind of identification with the material, gross or subtle. Fully situated in the spiritual form. That is our goal. Hearing leads to inner awakening. Everything leads to inner awakening. Reading Caitanya Caritamrta, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam or Gita, it's all about awakening our spiritual form, service attitude. Once it is awakened, the soul is completely in bliss. And no one can stop that soul from serving Lord. Continuously, incessantly, the soul is now engaged in devotional service continuously. So this point is here. Until that point, you have to have the dhriti, endurance. Endurance is required. And through the endurance means practicing sadhana bhakti with patience, fortitude, we achieve the perfection in knowledge, samandha gyan. About our Swarup, when due to having obtained the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, means engaged in devotional service, leads to achievement of the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. And what happens after that? One has no material miseries. He attains Mahapurna, the highest level of perfection. I'm sorry. So therefore, it's very important. We should not lose our patience in any way. Patiently we must wait for the time when Krishna will awaken this. Krishna will give us that facility. Actually, we ourselves cannot do it. Generally, we understand that without Krishna's mercy, we cannot have it. It's a fact. But by seeing our sincerity and seriousness, Krishna kindly helps us. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Yeno mam upayanti te. We must have the full faith in Krishna's words and Krishna's mercy. So that is our constitutional position. We are not independent of Krishna. Our nature is being dependent. Either we can be dependent on Krishna or Maya, energy. If we leave the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, then we come automatically under the clutches of Maya, because we are never independent entity. We are always dependent. Paradhin. Either Krishna's Maya Shakti or Swarup Shakti. We are Jiva Shakti, Tatastha Shakti. We are born of Krishna's marginal energy. We are not, we don't belong to the Swarup Shakti, as well as we are not belong to the Maya Shakti. We are different category. We are in different category. Tatastha Shakti. The moment we left the shelter of Swarup Shakti and Krishna and wanted to become independent, because it is not in our construction to become independent, we came under the clutches of Maya. Maya Vashyata. Maya captured us. Maya is keeping us under her power. We are dependent. In any way, we are never independent entity. That is not there in our construction. Without Krishna's connection, or without attaching us with the Swarup Shakti or Krishna, we are very weak. We are very weak. We need shelter. We are we cannot exist without any shelter, either Krishna's shelter or Maya's shelter. Maya's shelter means suffering. Krishna's shelter means blissful life and no miseries. Naturally, there is no miseries. One has no material miseries because shelter is spiritual, so there is no question of having anything material. No material miseries, no material happiness, nothing material. When the soul is under the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, or Swarup Shakti of Krishna, there is no question of anything material. Material energy cannot touch the soul. Material energy can touch the soul who has left the shelter of Krishna or Swarup Shakti. So, this is the point. We are Tatastha Shakti, or we belong to the Tatastha category. We need help, or we need the power or empowerment by Krishna or Krishna's Swarup Shakti. When we understand this point in truth by Tattva, we would never make mistake. We would immediately take shelter of the spiritual world. We will immediately take shelter of the holy name. We will immediately take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. We will immediately take shelter of Krishna's Swarup Shakti, Srimati Radharani. We must be protected by Krishna's Swarup Shakti. Otherwise, Maya will catch. And Maya will keep us under our clutches and keep us and punish. Why? And she is punishing already. That all our teachers, devotional service to Krishna, transcendental loving service to Krishna. We have forgotten our Swarup. We have forgotten everything. Our relationship with Krishna, our natural function of Krishna, natural function of the soul toward Krishna, everything we have forgotten. We have given up our natural life. Now, after having so much knowledge of self, and with Krishna, and body, not identifying ourselves with the spiritual form or body, then we are not very intelligent. Still we are foolish. We must the foolish so again. Yes, right. In this
Mathaji, your is breaking. Is it for me only or for everyone?
No, Madhya, I'm not able to hear. Yeah, everyone is breaking. When I was thinking it's only for me, but it's for everyone.
Yeah, it's breaking for me also.
Yeah. Haribo?
Yes, Mathaji. Mathaji, do you want to log out and log in? It will help.
Hare Krishna? Are you hearing me?
Yes, this is good.
Huh? Are you hearing me? I'm sorry.
Yes, we can hear you, Mathaji.
Alright, for 2 days actually because of the cyclone, internet problems going on. Okay, so the point was that with the knowledge we have to learn how to function fully in this material world. We have to cultivate the spiritual identity. So that is the perfection in knowledge we have to apply. And already Mahaprabhu has given us the Swarup. We have to use that Swarup. We have to be in that Swarup. Dasyar Bhava, servitorship. The sense of servitorship should be always there in the soul. So the soul will be awakened. So that's the point. And because one attains the shelter of the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, he has no material conception, no material happiness, nothing material. Everything is spiritual. And he attains Mahapurna, the highest level of perfection. He attains his completeness. Now, this completeness, we have to understand also. What is that completeness? Purnatadi Jnana. Without Krishna, we are always incomplete. That's the point. See, Swarup Shakti is the manifestation of Krishna's complete potency. And Tatastha Shakti is the manifestation of Krishna's incomplete potency. Krishna is the absolute truth. All the contradictory elements are perfectly there in harmony in Krishna. It's inconceivable for us how Krishna is Purna. Also he has one potency that is incomplete potency, that is Tatastha Shakti. That's why we are very weak. We are never independent. And Swarup Shakti always exists within Krishna's Swarupa. We are not within Krishna's Swarupa. Also we are not separated from Krishna. This is the point. We are neither one or not separate. We are Tatastha Shakti. We are Krishna's marginal potency. When a jiva leaves the shelter of Krishna, although Krishna doesn't say that you leave me, by the little independence given by Krishna, if he misuses and leaves the shelter of Krishna, he comes to the material world and continuously experiences suffering, life after life. And by the contact of any Vaishnava, he understands, due to the lacking of connection with Krishna, means due to being bereft from shelter of Krishna, we are suffering, and he calls out Krishna for the mercy. And Krishna then appears and descends as avatar in this material world to again deliver us from the miserable condition. This is also Krishna's one Lila within this material world or material realm. So therefore, we are incomplete always. Without Krishna's shelter, we are always incomplete. When we attain Krishna's shelter by giving ourselves completely, by surrendering ourselves, we experience completeness. Many times we say, I have taken shelter, but heart is not peaceful. That means I have not taken shelter. As soon as I take shelter, heart must be very peaceful. That point is coming up. Very peaceful, steady. There's no restlessness or agitation, no miseries, no lamentation, and no hankering. Heart becomes so satisfied. Purnata, complete, and completeness. The soul experiences completeness in Krishna's shelter, in the shelter of holy name, in the shelter of the spiritual world, in the shelter of spiritual energy. That's the point Mahaprabhu is speaking. The consciousness, the mind becomes very peaceful, steady. So we are moving to the next one, 181. Jiti syat purnata jnana dukkha bhava tamar tibhi uttama aptibhi apraptatita nastartha navi samsojanadikrit driti. Endurance. I'm hearing some sound, please. Somebody is working in the kitchen, maybe. Okay. Dhriti, endurance. Syat, may become. Purnata, fullness. Jnana, knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dukkha, abhava, the absence of misery. Uttama, aptivihi, by attainment of the highest perfection, highest platform of perfection. Aprapta, not obtained. Atita, gone, nashta, destroyed. Artha, object, goal. Anabhi, samsojana, absence of lamentation. Adi, and so on. Krit, doing. Translation: Dhriti is the fullness felt due to the absence of misery and the attainment of knowledge of the Supreme Lord and pure love for Him. The lamentation that accrues from not obtaining a goal or from losing something already attained does not affect this completeness. Purport. This verse is found in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and the verse has been given the next verse. So here Mahaprabhu speaking. Oh, sorry, this is the verse. This is the verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Dhriti syat purnata jnana dukkha bhava uttamaptibhi apraptatita nashtartha navi shosachaviti navi samsochan nadi krit. Dhriti is the fullness felt, completeness felt. Due to what? Absence of misery, means material misery and material happiness, because that sense is not there anymore. When the soul is under the shelter of Krishna, under the shelter of holy name, under the shelter of spiritual words, spiritual energy. After obtaining this, everything is spiritual for the soul. Because the consciousness is changed into spiritual consciousness. Through that spiritual consciousness, the realized soul sees everything spiritual. Why? Because everything is connected with Krishna, because of the knowledge, attainment of knowledge of the Supreme Lord. This is a very important point, Sambandha Gyan. Mahaprabhu already gave us, right? Without the understanding the Sambandha Gyan, how can we understand the Abhidya Gyan and Prayojan Gyan? It's not possible. Sambandha means when anything and everything is connected with Krishna, that is spiritual. When it is not connected with Krishna, that is material. So when a soul gets the shelter of Krishna, his consciousness is changed. He feels completeness in Krishna consciousness. He sees everything spiritual, connected with Krishna. Any incidents, everything, any living being, any situation, the material world, every atom in the material world is connected with Krishna. Every activities in the material world is also connected with Krishna. He sees Krishna behind everything. So there's no misery for him. No material things are there for him. Everything is Krishna's direct blessings or mercy. Krishna is interacting with that soul. Krishna appears in this material world for the main purpose. What is that purpose? To interact with the devotees. He comes to the material world to interact with the devotees, to reciprocate with the devotees. And also simultaneously he does other things. He accomplishes other things too. He destroys the miscreants and he delivers the pious, or delivers the devotees. So the soul doesn't feel any material misery, so he feels completeness. No lacking whatsoever. And the attainment of knowledge of the Supreme Lord is also, for him, is also perfect. And pure love for him. He attains the pure love for him. Because the Swarup is meant for loving Krishna. The Swarup is meant for loving Krishna, serving Krishna. So that natural function begins. And other things are also not there. What is that? The lamentation that accrues from not obtaining a goal and from losing something already attained does not affect the completeness. Nothing affects. And so many verses are there in the Bhagavad Gita that shows, right, that in 6th chapter we know, right, the perfection of yoga, right, in text number 20 and 223rd, 20 to 23rd, in text number 6, chapter number 6, Krishna says, right, in the stage of perfection called trance or samadhi, one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. This perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the self. In that joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness, realized through transcendental senses. Established thus, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from the material contact, because the soul is no more in material contact. The soul is always in the spiritual contact. Now what is the connection? He sees Sambandha Yeah, and everything belongs to Krishna. Everything is Krishna's energy. So we must respect Krishna's energy. Means we must serve Krishna's energy. We are the servants of this world. We are never master of anyone. We're always servants. Everything is manifestation of Krishna's energy. But therefore, they are engaged in service. And because of the spiritual contact, there's no material miseries. And there's no need for pursuing any material gain or there's no need to lament for loss of any material thing. And again, Krishna says in chapter 6, 24 verse, one should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination. This determination means also dhriti, or endurance, and faith, and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation and thus control all the senses on all sides of the mind. These are the points. If we really understand in depth, then it will be easy to practice. Practice means we have to use this knowledge to learn how to function with this knowledge, how to awaken our spiritual swarupa, and wait and pray to Lord, please, I'm waiting for the awakening. Please help me, allow me, so I can be engaged in your devotion service eternally. If I do not understand this eternal form, how can I be engaged? This eternal form means service attitude. You know, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says we are eternals, right? As soon as one realizes that I am eternal, there is also a problem about it. What is the problem? The problem is you would think what to do with my eternal life, isn't it? Because in this temporary life, we always plan, isn't it? What shall I do with my life? What shall I do after retirement? What shall I do when I have family, right? We always plan. And we plan for a few years, isn't it? For a few years. Because we know life is not unlimited here. Life is limited. As soon as a soul realizes the real problem being eternal, then he endeavors to engage the eternal never-ending life in something eternal. That is Krishna's lotus feet, a service of the lotus feet. So with full enthusiasm and knowledge, he engages himself in the devotional service. And in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Prabhupada also gave us the meaning of dhriti, because that verse has been quoted from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So Prabhupada is saying endurance, when a person is fully satisfied due to attaining knowledge, transcending all distresses, or achieving his desired goal of life, is transcendental devotional service to God. At that time, his state of endurance or steady mind is called dhriti. At this stage, one is not perturbed by any amount of loss, nor does anything appear to be unachieved by him. And also Gita says, right, param drishtva nivartate, when we experience Krishna in our heart, then we become steady, right? Hare Krishna, are you hearing me, or there's some problem? Is there problem still?
Yes, we are hearing, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we are going to the next 182. Krishna Bhakto Dukkho Hino Banchantaro Hino Krishna Premo Seva Purnananda Pravino. A devotee of Krishna is never in a miserable condition, nor does he have any desire other than to serve Krishna. He is experienced and advanced. He feels the transcendental bliss of love of Krishna and always engages in his service in full perfection. This is the goal of life, prayojana. So unless one realizes the sambandha point and abhidaya point, how can we understand prayojana point? Prayojana point also we heard, and Sanatana Goswami wanted to know this verse more elaborately, so Mahaprabhu is taking time to speak. And our Bhakti Vinod Thakur wrote one small book that is called Amnaya Sutra, Dashamula Sutra, the essence of the teachings of Mahaprabhu in 10 principles or sutra, code. Mahaprabhu's teachings to Rupa Goswami and Mahaprabhu's teachings to Sanatana Goswami. Based on that, he wrote beautiful points are there. There we understand the Sambandha Vidya and Prayojan Gyan is very, very important. Means we will never, after realizing this point, we will never identify ourselves with material identification, material bodies. It is there to use in this material world, but not as the Swarupa. Fully inside, fully awakened to the natural form, Swarup, spiritual form. I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am simply a servant of Krishna, engaged in his service and submissively awaiting for being restored in my original service in the spiritual world. So the soul takes full shelter of the spiritual world. The soul takes the full shelter of Krishna's will. Krishna is Ichhamoy. Krishna is known as Lilamoy, Ichhamoy. By his Ichha, everything is happening. So a fortunate soul takes shelter of Krishna's will. Means he follows Krishna's will. By his will we are here. By his will will be also restored in our original position. So they patiently wait for that auspicious moment and keeps on performing bhajan internally. Incessantly, internal bhajan is going on. By taking full shelter of Krishna, Krishna's holy name, and the spiritual word and Swarup Shakti, and fully identifying the spiritual body, the spiritual form, which is me. This spiritual form means we can experience endlessly the spiritual bliss. And the material identity means, material form means perpetually suffering. So that is the point again here. A devotee of Krishna is never in a miserable condition. Why? Because he never identifies with the body. Means the material body. He is not differently situated. in this material world. See, a fully realized soul sees everyone, cats and dogs and insects and the plants and the human, birds, beasts, everyone, as a soul, as a part and parcel of soul, as an eternal loving servant of soul, Krishna, but differently situated in this material world, completely forgetful of the connection with Krishna. The relationship has been forgotten. The reality has been forgotten. Maya has covered the real knowledge of the soul. And a dog thinks I'm a dog, cat thinks I'm a cat, human thinks I'm a human, I'm American, I'm Indian, I'm black, I'm white, I'm better than others. Birds, beasts. The realized soul becomes compassionate. It deals with this world with full compassion. It deals in this world with full inner awakening, being fully situated in the original form. Incessantly the service is going on, never ever disconnected from the service to Lord. So therefore there is no material condition, there is no material miseries, there is no material happiness. We must understand this point. That at that verse we heard, right? The Narada Muni says, without your endeavor, the miseries come. Similarly, without your endeavor, the allotted happiness also will come. We should not run after those. But please, endeavor fully for awakening your Swarupa, for spiritual awakening. That's the point. Invest your whole energy, time, strength into this purpose for inner awakening. So there is no material condition, nor does he have any desire other than serve Krishna, because it is spontaneous now. It's like the door of the floodgate is open now. Means the floodgate is open now. The automatically water is flowing, means the desire for serving more, how to please Krishna more, that is the whole consciousness. The whole consciousness is filled with the thoughts, how can I please Krishna? This way, that way, this way, because service attitude is fully awakened, fully on, and the fortunate soul is on duty now, 24 hours. The attitude is fully grown or on, active. And that service attitude means spiritual form. That means blissful life. That means experiencing absence of miseries. That is the completeness. Dukkhata shunna, dukkhahina. Dukkhahina means no material condition, no material miseries. Under no material miseries, no material condition. Dukkhahina, because banchantarahina. He doesn't have any bancha other than serving Krishna. Anya vilashita shunyam jnana karmadhya anabhrita anukulyeno krishnanushilanam bhakti uttama. He has no other desire other than serving Krishna. Shunyam, other desires are shunyam. If you study the devotees in the spiritual world, they are like that. They don't have any other desires, but only to please Krishna. So you can match with them. We have to realize that our desire for accumulating wealth, prestige, and position, those things have no place in the spiritual world. If we have the goal to go back to the spiritual world, what to do with this? Those things are of no use. Physical beauty, material education, material opulence, any sort of position, nothing will be of any use. our devotional mood, surrender mood, service attitude is only used. So they give up any desire other than to serve Krishna. Because that is the function of the soul in the spiritual world. We have to match with them. He is experienced and advanced because he is almost advanced like them. As we know, right? Grihasthas have only 25 chance to go back to home, back to Godhead, and Banprasthas, true Banprasthas and Sannyasis, they have 50% right chance to go back to her home, back to Godhead. They are sannyasis. Banprasthas are also as good as sannyasis, if they do not have any material conception or material desires. If they see everything belongs to Krishna already, owned by Krishna. My life is already owned by Krishna. The whole material existence is owned by Krishna. Nothing is mine. And remain engaged in the service of the Lord is as good as sin. So in this way, they are preparing for going back to Godhead. So he feels the transcendental bliss of love of Krishna, always engages in the service in full perfection. So Mahaprabhu is giving us these points. We should not forget. Brahmabhuta prasannatma na shojati na kankshati samam sarvasya bhuteshu madbhakti lavate param. They are engaged in parabhakti, so they are always blissful, joyful in service with the Lord, pure service. They don't lament, they don't have any hankering for material, any gain or loss, no lamentation for material gain or loss, no hankering for material things. They are always immersed in spiritual. Okay. So these are the points Mahaprabhu speaking to Sanatana Goswami. All right. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. We have covered up to 182. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Savitiri. Mathaji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mathaji, for the very, very beautiful class. It was, it kind of gave a clearer idea of what Mahaprabhu was trying to say in these verses. And I really appreciate the point that you made, that we need to endeavor to uncover our Swarupa. That is the endeavor that we are doing. And also we are always dependent. We are either dependent on Krishna, or because of our dependent state, we come under the control of Maya. So either way, the problem is, dependence is nothing that, that the jiva gives up. It's not a problem. It's a good thing. But just that the jiva never gives up its dependent state. So that was also good. Thank you so much. And I just had one question. So why does Mahaprabhu differentiate between the words endeavor and endurance? Because it appears that in the previous verses he's calling the word Atma to mean yatna or endeavor, and then now he's saying Atma is dhriti, which is endurance. How do you differentiate between these two words? How can we understand that in the context in which Mahaprabhu is trying to present it to us?
Yes, we have already understood that point in this way. See, let me take out the verse. Yes, endeavor. And there, after that, endeavor means cheshta, right? Cheshta, endeavor. Where is that? See, the verses are coming up that in this world, to have happiness, for happiness we are always endeavoring, right? Always endeavoring. Mahaprabhu is saying there is no need for endeavoring, achieving material happiness or material distress. These things will come on their own because of your karma. So this is the point, 169. The transcendental position cannot be attained by wandering up and down from Brahmaloka to Satyaloka to Patalaloka. If one is actually intelligent and learned, he should endeavor for the rare transcendental position. By the force of time, one attains whatever material happiness is available within the 14 worlds, just as one attains distress in due course of time. But since spiritual consciousness is not attained in this way, one should try for it. Because we are very much active person endeavoring for our happiness, securing our happiness, securing our, everything. We want to secure everything for our own enjoyment, isn't it? But we don't understand. We may try to achieve one type of happiness, but we get different type of misery. That kind of happiness will be ours. There's no guarantee. But whatever types of happiness I am due to get, that happiness comes to me. But I have tried to achieve one other type of happiness, that didn't come to me. It is the experience of everyone. Mahaprabhu's point is, do not waste your time. You should not waste your time endeavoring for achieving material happiness and anywhere in the 14 worlds. Do not do, but try to endeavor one thing what you have not gained yet. You have not awakened your spiritual state of existence. Where is your spiritual awakening? Try for that. Means you must engage your Atma, your Swarup. So that's the point. Atma means also endeavor. Endeavor is the first point. We are always actively endeavoring for securing happiness, securing things for our sense enjoyment. There's no doubt. Mahaprabhu says, stop. Don't waste your energy, time, strength in that. Try to endeavor to awaken your spiritual identity. For that, you have to invest your time in everything for that, so you can become eternally happy. All right? Is that clear?
Yes, Mathaji, I understand that, but what is the difference between
now difference?
Yeah,
difference.
Endurance and endeavor.
It's not. So for endeavor, you have to endure until you get the result, isn't it? For example, with so much patience, a mother or father raise the child, right? Raises the child up till he gets full degree of college and he gets his own footing, right? So much endurance required, right? Endeavor as well as endurance, isn't it? Not totally different, but it is simultaneous. It is not different meanings. It's not totally separate. Atma means Sriti, Atma means Yatna. Both are required, that's the point. For a child to grow up, right, and to become a professional person, so many years he has to endure and endeavor. So that's the point. And without endurance, how can you endeavor? Sustained endeavor. You can give up, right? You can walk away, right? In the middle of the endeavor, prematurely. So this is the point. It's a sustained endeavor and sustained endurance to achieve the goal.
Yes, Mathaji. Thank you so much. Yeah, makes sense. Thank you, Mathaji.
All right. Anything else?
Hare Krishna Mataji, very nicely you are explaining. Thank you.
Hare
Krishna.
Thank you. Dandavat pranam.
Dhanvat.
Yeah, I'm feeling so sleepy. From 9:30 to 10:34.
Yeah.
Already 3 hours sleep has gone.
We are enduring.
We are endeavoring and with great patience.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Main point.
Yes, Mataji, continue.
Yeah, the main point is until we are awakened to the reality, to our Swarupa, you have to endure and cannot deviate from the goal. Although one may be very busy with the family life, this life, that life, fine. Do not exhaust all your energy in that. Rather, everything you do with one purpose, how to awaken. So take shelter of the spiritual world is very important, where we are going. That's the point. All right, thank you. Anything else?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. As usual, very nectarian class, Mataji. Mataji, I have one question is not related to this today's class. Can I ask, Mataji?
Yes, if I can answer that, yes.
Sorry. Mataji, as a Vaishnava, we should not become like angry, but sometimes we have so many responsibility and temple responsibility, prasadam responsibility, and we just say that don't mess up the kitchen or don't do this, so that the family member said, yes, you learn this thing from the temple. I am very small Vaishnavi, Mataji. Sometimes me too become little angry, and if I am not angry, I just keep it in my mind. And one day after 1 month, it's come like a volcano, like in a soft way, but still it should be not happen. I know that, but I become angry, Mataji. So that it's effect to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev. I know, Mataji, but it is so painful that whole day we said, "Bhul thegi maaf kar do," means please forgive me. That's my mistake. If it is not my mistake, but the quarrel is not that in a home, so we said, "Bhul thegi maaf kar do, bhul thegi maaf kar do," please forgive me. If our mistake is not there, but if sometimes their mistake and we tired and we said that why you do this, why you mess up the kitchen, why you do this, just clean it, and then they started to they are waiting that when we become lose our temper, that yes, your Gurudev is teaching all these things. So it's directly going to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev. So it's very painful that me too, human being, sometimes me too become tired after making lots of prasadam or some temple seva or my mother seva. So that, Mataji, how should I have to control these things? How should I control my little anger? And I keep my keeping in heart, that is also wrong. So how should I will come out from all these things?
Yes. Yes. One thing we have to know, we should be always in the devotees association, right? And it is also true, we should not hurt any devotee. That is also true. Right? We should be in the association of devotees and should be serving Lord.
Not Vaishnava. I am talking about our home Vaishnava, not outside Vaishnava.
Home Vaishnava. I'm sorry. Okay, home Vaishnava. Right. So, yes, what happens, even home Vaishnavas, time to time it happens, if there's no offensive mentality, then it is not harming. See, what is the real sin in this world? The real sin is having offensive mentality, offensive attitude. A mother chastises the children, a mother becomes angry with the children, The heart is not, there's no malice or offensive feeling. Mother tries to correct the child. After this duty is over, mother is again normal. All right. In a family situation, what you said, you sit down in a very, any cool moment, you all sit down with cool head. You try to communicate with all the members. You say these things are happening. I'm over doing, sometimes I become so tired by doing kitchen work and taking care of my mother or other things, and then I lose my patience. I cannot do it, and I give up. Then can you continue this service to clean up this? When everyone is in peaceful, mind, then everyone you talk, have a good talk with the family members and make a solution. So then you can avoid, gradually it will happen. And another thing, yes, we lose our patience. Try to understand everyone is individual. The expectation may not be fulfilled by others. But to learn also to let go. Maybe my kitchen would not be that clean. Maybe my house would not be that clean. But to keep the atmosphere calm and quiet, sometimes we have to endure. So my inner thoughts should not be disturbed. The continuous connection with Krishna should remain. That is more valuable than making house clean or that clean, and saying others why you made this mess or do this, do that. Time to time we should say, but again and again, be inward. Take the senses inward. Connect yourself with Krishna. Internally be always awakened to the relationship with Krishna. The more you practice, the more it will be easy. First is, have a meeting with all the members of your family. When the situation is very peaceful, try to hear about their opinion and make a solution. I think that is the way you can do, right? I don't know any other way.
Yes, Mataji. Like an example, we cook such a nice prasadam for Shri Radha Purna, dal, chapati, rice, everything, sabji, and again, they don't want to eat that prasadam. They started to make Maggi and mash up everything. So it's very hurting that you get such a nice two sabji, dal, rice, chapati, hot chapati, and instead of eating this prasadam, you are eating the outside food. So that's why we say don't mash up the kitchen, or don't with a soft voice, or sometimes with a little more voice. So it is painful, Mataji. They are not accepting to eat prasadam.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, okay. Dhire. We're all individual. We cannot force anyone to change their consciousness. We cannot force. Everyone has their own karma, own life, own time. Even Krishna cannot force us. We have to choose Krishna voluntarily. Actually, we have to engage ourselves voluntarily into the service of Lord. Voluntarily. That's why consciousness is involved here. With your consciousness, you make a choice. You make a conscious choice to give yourself voluntarily into the service of the Lord, to honor prasadam of Krishna voluntarily. We all are individual souls. We cannot force anyone to accept Krishna consciousness. So try to make a small amount of prasadam. You may try, but if the individual souls, your family members, they are not taking up voluntarily, how long you can go on forcing? You cannot. So let things go. You understand, you honor them. You should respect. Honor means respect their own personalities. You should stop forcing or saying anything. You make the amount of prasadam required by you or whoever is taking. Let them do. Because only, for temporary period we are in a family. Soon we'll all be scattered, going our own ways, right? From where the souls are coming together, we never know. And forming up a family, again everyone will be on their own way. No family, whoosh, all gone.
Yes, Mataji, up to 12th grade it's very easy. Sorry for taking little 1 minute more. Up to 12th grade it's very easy. They come in temple, they are coming in yatra, they eating prasadam, they have such a nice association of Vaishnava. But after coming in a college, the track is changed, and that's very painful, Mataji. That from childhood we work hard to give a Krishna conscious, and suddenly they change. We cannot.
Don't worry, they will come back. No. Your endeavor has not gone vain. Actually, they need to experiment their own. When they will be, they will be hurt in the outside world. When they will get what is called, they will get the peak of Maya, then they will come to the senses. Don't worry, you have given your sanskara to them. That is there within their soul. The impression is there. Let them experiment so many things. Let them experience also so many things outside without any Krishna consciousness. When they will face the life's truth, there will be problems, there will be difficulties in their lives there too. Then they will come to Krishna for shelter. Then they will remember your words. So you have to let them go. You are sorry, but don't feel sorry. Rather understand it is Krishna's will behind everything. Krishna is, dealing with the soul in a different way. So don't interfere with Krishna's in Krishna's plan. It is Krishna's responsibility again to bring those wandering souls under his shelter. You tried your duty, you performed your duty. Now you surrender everyone to Krishna, means give everyone, all the souls, responsibility to Krishna. Oh Krishna, now they are your responsibility. Please help them to come to your shelter. It is beyond my control. Right?
Yes, Mataji. Still they are little Srimati Radharani's mercy that up to half of the way they come and they drop us. So that still they are mercy of by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, they are doing seva.
See, Srila Prabhupada's family also did not cooperate with Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's wife did not cooperate with Srila Prabhupada. His children also did not become Vaishnavas. The eldest son was CPM, communist, atheist. What to do? After Srila Prabhupada left this world, the eldest son of Srila Prabhupada went to court against ISKCON. He wanted money. He said that all ISKCON temples are owned by my father. So we are his children. So we are the natural heir of those money. See, Srila Prabhupada is eldest. So it happens. Srila Prabhupada never said anything bad about the family. Srila Prabhupada knew that if he would become the pure Vaishnava, then all the family members would also get the benefit. So that is the thing. Our individual souls, they have their own karma, and Krishna is dealing with them differently. The way you want them to become a devotee, you cannot force them. Let Krishna deal with them. Okay? And in your heart, you give your children or family members to Krishna. Krishna, please take care of them. They're all your children, your parts and parcel. They have forgotten you. Please take care of them. They are your responsibility. By giving the responsibility to Krishna, you become free. Just like Srila Prabhupada also became free and fully engage in devotional service in a happy mood. Okay?
Yes, Mataji. Sorry for bothering you. Dandavat pranam, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Devi.
No, it's not. Thank you. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam and glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for clearing all the answers. It was so helpful. Yeah, Mataji. And I was also thinking in the morning only, sometime your answer was so nice. Sometimes we think maybe we should be so nicely take care of our family and then do service for them. But what happened that in this way we forgot to Krishna. And then I was thinking, first when we take up Krishna consciousness seriously, everything will go. Otherwise our mind will not peaceful. We try to satisfy everyone, but our mind is not satisfied. But when we do the devotional service, our mind is fully satisfy, and then we can also help others. And you are telling we should let it go, means that is very helpful for me also, Mataji. I was thinking that
yes, you do your duty and let the results come by Krishna's way. It is not in your hands.
Yes. Thank you so much for your
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Very, very beautiful class and very nice question answer session. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Thank you. Hari Bol. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening to this class. So, we end now. Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuvaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Nanta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki
Caitanya Caritamrta
Gaur Praman.
Jai.
Gaurav ki jai. Good night. Hare Krishna.
Grace.
Hare Krishna.
Savitiri Mataji ki jai. Dandavat Hare Krishna. Dandavat Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.